Oh. Costa drive-through has just opened back up. I'm so happy. Got myself a latte here and a taste of a proper coffee. I've missed it. Anyway, enough of that. Today I'm going to talk to you about cardio, and more specifically mixing cardio with weight training, how much cardio you should do. I'm going to throw a few other tips in there as well, which I'll share with you towards the end. I think it's going to be a good video. I think it's going to be quite useful for those that are really struggling to understand how much cardio they should be doing if they really want to be building muscle. So first things first is, let's first of all, people when they're looking at cardio is they only view it as a means of losing weight a lot of the time. So if they want to, you know, burn some fat, or you know, they're already out of shape and they want to get in shape, normally the first thing people do is go, oh, I'm just going to start running, or I'm going to start cycling, and they kind of just use cardio as this amazing magical thing to burn through calories, and it would work. I think there's better ways to do it, but that's predominantly what people see cardio as. Now, yeah, that is what it will do. It will burn through calories, and it is used as a tool in order to burn through calories and burn through fat. But there are so many more benefits that I would recommend you, not recommend, but that you need to be aware of that cardio brings to you, which is why I think regardless of your goals, you should be factoring in some level of cardio. So those benefits are things such as improved lung capacity. It is going to reduce cholesterol, it's going to reduce your blood pressure. Really important one is it will help with your sex life. Yeah, it can do. And it's just going to help strengthen your heart and your overall bodily function. So it is a really, really good thing that you need to make sure that you are putting into your plan, or just putting into your daily life where you can, and not just thinking of it as a means of burning through fat and calories, because that is just a very small portion of what cardio is there for, and a lot of the other benefits seem to be overlooked. So another thing as well around cardio, which is a bit of a bugbear of mine, is people just view cardio as that boring thing that you do when you go to the gym, which is jump on a treadmill or jump on a cross trainer or bike or anything like that. And yeah, I mean, if you enjoy doing that, then fine, but if you don't enjoy doing it, then why would you choose that as your method of doing cardio? It doesn't have to be this mundane, boring thing where you just stare at the wall and run or cycle, because to me personally, that is pretty damn dull, and I can understand why people don't stick to it and give up on it. So I don't think you have to put it as this boring thing to do, and you don't even have to have it as something specific, as in fitness specific. So as an example, recently with lockdown, I've been taking a walk every morning with my mum to go and get coffee. Now I'm not going, oh, I'm going to go for cardio in the morning. I'm just thinking, I'm going for a walk to get coffee. Now it's an hour's walk, sort of there and back, not an hour there and an hour back, an hour walk in total. And yeah, I don't think of it as fitness or as cardio or anything like that, but it, you know, I still get the benefits that I've just listed at the beginning there. And yet I'm not having to put all this time aside, and my day has to, you know, have to factor it into my day or into my training plan, because one, I wouldn't enjoy doing that. Cardio for me is not that enjoyable, and not many people are going to want to stick to that unless your goal is you know, endurance related. Then normally cardio is very, very good for that, but it's not. And you know, I'm talking to you guys because I know that your goal is going to be to build muscle. So don't always think that you have to jump on a treadmill or go for a run on go for a bike ride or anything like that, because that is a lot of the time really boring. So do something like maybe park further away from work and go for a walk, or sports. Sports is a great thing to do. You're just thinking about winning and being competitive, and you don't have to always, you know, the idea of the cardio doesn't actually come into play. It's more just that you're playing the sport and you want to win. So it doesn't make it such a dull thing to do. I've just gone on a proper rant there. I don't know where that came from. Not so helpful for you, but I'm probably gonna leave it in the video anyway. The question you want me to answer is, how much cardio should you do if you want to build muscle? And the answer to that is not too much. Now that is gonna sound crazy, because majority of fitness trainers and personal trainers and all that sort of thing will be recommending that you do cardio for health benefits. But one thing you need to understand is that building muscle, bodybuilding, is not a healthy thing to do. yes, building a small amount of muscle and some strength is healthy, but to go to the extreme of trying to, you know, build your muscles as big as you can possibly get them, and eating all these calories and really putting your body under a lot of stress from the resistance training is not a healthy thing to do. So that you need to first understand, and I'm not suggesting that bodybuilding is going to shorten your life expectancy or anything ridiculous like that, but it's just not a healthy decision. Despite how pleasing it can look on the eye if you get it right and how aesthetically good you can become, it's not a healthy thing to do. So that's the first thing you need to understand. Now, the reason why I'm recommending is you don't do a huge amount of cardio is because in order to build muscle, you need to be in a calorie surplus. So you need to be consuming more calories than you need. Now, if you're doing a lot of cardio, that means you are burning through calories, which means you're going to need to eat even more food in order to counteract the fact that you've burnt off loads of calories doing cardio, to keep you in that surplus, to keep you in the bracket of the potential to build muscle if your training is right. So that is why I'm recommending you don't do too much cardio, or the cardio isn't too intense, because then you're just going to put yourself into a calorie deficit and you're never going to see the gains that you want to see. Now, I now realise that is actually that helpful for me to just say don't do much cardio, because that's not really that useful. So what I will do is give you some additional pointers, as I said I would do at the beginning, to help you try to build in your cardio into your plan so that you are doing some, but yet you're not throwing out your muscle gaining goal. So if your priority is to build muscle, which I'm sure it is, then you need to make sure that you keep your cardio to a low intensity. So if you're going to go for a walk as an example, so go for a walk, don't go for a sprint, because obviously walking isn't going to burn as many calories as sprinting. So be smarter in what you're doing and make sure that you aren't doing it for a ridiculously long period of time. So if you're going to go for a walk, go for, you know, I've gone for an hour walk. I haven't gone out for a walk all day. You know, it's just finding that balance. Your priority is your weight training in the gym. So that should be where all your energy goes and your focus goes towards that. So you want to be hitting PBs with your lifts. You want to be making sure that you've got maximum amount of energy when you go into the gym, to make sure that you are putting all your effort into what you're trying to achieve, which is building muscle, which you're going to get by doing your resistance training and lifting weights. Now that also brings on to a second point, which is when you do your cardio. So don't go into the gym and start with cardio to then go into your weight training session, because that is going to take the energy away from what you want to prioritize, which is your training. So instead, make sure that if you're doing your cardio, do it after the weight training or on its own days. You could do it on your rest day, go for a light jog or go for a long walk or something like that. Don't do it at the beginning of a session, because that is just going to take away your energy from doing your weight training, which is your priority. So make sure that you are prioritizing your weight training over your cardio, and don't just think, oh, I need to do cardio, so I'm going to throw it in anywhere. Because if you do it at the beginning, just before your workout, then that is going to mean that you're going to have less energy and you're not going to be able to lift the weights that you potentially could, and you're going to miss out on some of that overload you're going to be wanting to create in order to build muscle. So I guess in summary, I've rambled a lot and I went on a bit of a rant as well in this video, but in summary for you, do still do cardio, but keep the intensity low and try to do it after or in its own day away from your weight training, because you want to make sure that you prioritize your weight training and you have as much energy as possible to do your weight training, because that is what is going to grow your muscles. The cardio, although there are health benefits and I would 100% recommend you still do your cardio, that is not going to grow your muscles. So I hope this video has been quite useful. I have rambled, and I don't know how useful it's going to be until I watch it back, because I think that coffee has sent me on one. But thank you very much for watching. I do hope you found it useful. Please give the video a thumbs up if you like it, and also subscribe if you want to see more content just like this. I hopefully see you in the next one. Bye.